Now, we are gonna head over to Hearthsong. Yep, definitely. And yeah, we need to get to Northweald, which will require us going through the rest of the city. That's fine. Gonna do some quests, get some rep. Be awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much how it'll go. And once we've got a handle on things happening here, we'll go do the expansion. Yeah, that's fine.
You know, Durance, just because you follow the goddess of fire doesn't mean you need to literally consume everything you come across.
The fire is a favor I grant to those I meet. It makes them
Just
stronger,
say the word.
or it ends them mercifully if not.
The remaining unemptied beer steins of the...
Okay, so we're gonna duck into the Celestial Sapling, so we can maybe move that quest along. I'm gonna quick save because I can. Alright, so there is someone we need to chat to here with the missive. Let's see what happens with that. I'm not entirely sure I want to give them the missive, but I haven't seen anything else to do with it. So we might as well. Oh, hey, with gaming, it looks like I need to move that up a little bit. And thanks for following, I assume? That's the first time that is triggered since I set that up.
I'm on it.
I'm glad you're here. Alrighty, now.
Good day, stranger.
A slender woman in dusty leathers locks eyes with you. It's good to see someone from more civilized lands around here. Her unkempt hair sprouts in wavy black tufts. Despite the fine appearance that sculpt her face, a cleft chin completes her boyish appearance. I'm learning firsthand the many shortcomings of Glenfathan hospitality. Her gloved hands come to rest on the pommel of a long ester cinched low on her hip. I can almost forgive the hostility towards outsiders, but the temperate taverns and these watered-down drinks inexcusable. I hope I don't seem too forward, but I need to help my friends, and you look like the right person for the job, which is to say, you're not Glenfathan, making you the closest thing I got to an ally in this paranoid land, and allies, well, they help each other, do they not? What help do you need? My friends have drawn some unwanted attention. Glenfathan scouts, not just any local zealots, the Fangs. The Fangs are a brutal, relentless bunch, eager to make an example of troublesome outsiders. That's why I need your help. I need someone to warn the expedition that trouble's coming, and I need someone ready to fight if necessary. If with any luck we'll reach my friends before the Fangs do. If not, the Fangs have a reputation to uphold, so this might require spilling blood. Why aren't you with the rest of your friends? Why not one of them yourself? It's my turn. It was my turn to handle fire patrol. I spotted the Fangs on my trek back to camp. I knew that rejoining the main group would risk leading the enemy right back to the expedition. I know the woods and I know how to stay quiet, but I didn't want to stake my friends' lives on my ability to sneak past expert hunters like the Fangs. If they noticed me warning my friends, we'd have been overrun. But if they noticed me and some reinforcements like, say, you, at least we can steer them off or put up a good fight. And what did they do to draw the attention of the Fangs? Just setting foot in Air Glenfath is a good way to offend the tribes. I don't know how they picked up our trail. I suspect one of our newest guys didn't quite cover his tracks well enough. When I spotted the Fangs, they were retracing the path and the expedition had taken days before. And what's your expedition? I like to think we're on a mission of reclamation. It said our armies left behind many valuables in their hasty retreat from Air Glenfath at the end of the War of Black Trees. So the way I see it, we're simply gathering up what our ancestors left behind. I doubt the Glenfathans agree with me on this. My expedition set out from Defiance Bay, heading directly east to cross into Glenfathan lands. I split off once we arrived at the Bale, the natural frontier between our nations. The plan was for me to keep my eyes on the Glenfathans while the main group scoured the area. For days we eluded them, but the Fangs got wise to our presence. Your friends are trespassing. By local custom, they're criminals. You'll forgive me if I'm not sympathetic with face painters and their barbarian laws. I'm not pretending what we're doing is noble. I just don't think trespassing is a crime that warrants expedition. I'll help you warn them. Excellent. I knew I could count on you. Assuming the Fangs didn't get them, they should be in Northweald. Find my comrades, warn them, and help them clear out of the forest. I'll head first on my own to see if I can't lead the Fangs astray and buy some time. Yeah, so let's see if we can get through this non-violently.
Just say the word.
But I'm probably not gonna side with you. Just saying. What if who finds you here? You're the one who's looking for. You killed Lord Radric. What if I did? No, you don't understand. It didn't work. And one of the guards at the keep was one of the guards. He's killed most of them, ones you didn't. Kolk, he didn't last very long. Nothing but empty air him. Nice enough to work for. Much nicer. But that didn't help him when Radric came back. Gods, the screaming. His eyes, it was like he was burning inside. He says he's come back to lead us, like before. Says he's going to kill you for what you've done. I told him I'd find you, give you his challenge, do it all honourable, that sort of thing. He let me go and I kept running far as my coin let me. Funny, me running into you anyhow. Okay. Well, maybe I should seek him out then. Yes, sure, he'll love that, he will. Dying hasn't stopped him thinking himself noble, even when he's hurling poor Lendry up the wall. Me, I don't want to go back there as long as I live. I figure I'll find work in Twin Elms somewhere, even if I have to guard some hut dwellers' goats or something. Until then, I plan to drink until I don't remember any of what happened. Good luck to you. There's something awful out there howling after your blood. Well, now that is interesting. Okay. Now, what else do we have? Because we have this task with the missive, right? Sealed missive. Celestial Spring. So I guess it's this guy here. No? Then, oh, there's an entire section I did not realize existed. Gotcha. Here is the monks. Let's see what monkey business they're up to.
How do you do?
This room needs a proper door. My brothers and I rented this space so that we may have some measure of privacy in this foreign land. Perhaps we can find another room here at the inn. But another monk in robes like your own, he died of his wounds right as I found him. Robes like ours, you say? Was he carrying anything? Did he tell you anything? Hand you anything? Please, we've been waiting for another of our order to meet us here. If you found him, all eyes fall to the floor as the monks begin to whisper chants in unison to their fallen friend. Give me this missive. Hand me that. I mean, please, this is of great importance. My brethren, the Archmartyr has sent word at last. At long last we have what we need. Thank you, stranger. Your honest soul is to be applauded. I must admit I was surprised when you handed the message. I expected the seals to be broken. I'm glad to see common decency is not yet lost in this world. Here, your honesty must be rewarded. Okay. So, I'm guessing we couldn't get the thing for ourselves. We've got Alia Brachia, which is a small shield. Ranged grazes reflected back. So it bounces back ranged attacks. That's kind of neat, except that we're mostly using
Just say the word.
two-handed weapons. Also, no sword and board characters. That'll do. Alright, let's head down. And let's go north. North, I reckon. First exit. Well, I guess it's actually technically east. Whatever. I did not expect Radric to show up again. Yeah, we've been let through. I've come to see the cornerstone with the blessing of the guided compass. Always too cozy with the Estromorn. Go then, mind your step around the sacred stones. Elms Reach. 1 hour. Wow, this is a bigger place than I assumed. Okay. So
Just say the
let's look around here. Nothing new to report. Why are you informing me that there's nothing new to report? That's just silly. Okay, where are we? What are we looking at? Glenfathen Home, Golden Grove, Hall of Warriors, Blood Sands, Twin Elms, Ter Evron. Let's start with just invading some jerk's home. Why? Because we can.
Be cautious. Be constant.
Starlit Garb. +4 damage reduction, 10% defense. Yeah, I will take it. And I will check what I've got. So this is more recovery speed, same damage reduction, +9 deflection, +9 reflex. Okay. So if I compare this, that's boosts my intellect and law, which I don't currently actually have any boosts to. Nah. So this but this doesn't give me any actual DR. This gives me DR of 7. I think I'm going to stick with the deckhand's uniform, right?
Just say the word.
And you know what? I'll take these other things because I can.
I'm on it. Just say the
We
word.
got 60 XP for just entering this hut. Does that strike anyone else as pretty silly? So I'm gonna need to take a quick break in about 5 minutes. Because I need to get new filters for my apartment. So won't take long, just need to duck downstairs. Alright, let's head into this home. Because apparently looting strangers' homes is totally fine. And definitely a thing that reasonable people do. Yeah, definitely. Just open the door. I said open the door. Just go and open the door. It's easy.
Just say the word.
Okay. Tribes people. Okay, so there's really just like, this is just a hut. There's nothing, no reason to come in here, and there's no space to steal everything. So I guess that was pointless. Unless it got a 60 XP. Which is still pretty pointless. I should point out that we are really getting up in levels here. So, like, yeah, that did give us 60 XP. So that would have netted me 10 XP? Not nothing. Oh, hey, Worried Huntress. That sounds like the name of someone we should chat with. A Glamfathan woman stares at the ground, her bushy eyebrows frown in a straight line. Never before has a man slipped past with so much ease. A sign, a dark sign. It has come to pass. We could not have foreseen it. The Delum gun could not either.
Builder's wisdom to you.
And what does that tell us? Estermore, excuse us, we're not used to your kind here under the great trees. If we can assist you, we will. Delemgun, what are they? They're the ancient children of the great Elms. Our people have lived with the two sisters in peace since we arrived hundreds of years ago. Delemgun call us friends. We call them our own kin, our protection, their wisdom. Together we share a strong bond. They've always lived under the shadow of the great Elms. Walk until you cross the stream. There you'll find the Delemgun sisters. Tell me about the man you speak of. Not Glanfathan, broke into the tower, here in Elm's Reach. Nobody saw him come, not even the Delemgan. He moved in silence, like a Stelgar in the shadows. Our hunters caught no scent until it was too late. But we heard the stones crack when he stepped inside Ter Evron, Dark Omen. I say this. Okay.
Just say the word.
So we know where he's gone. We'll pick up some blood moss, why not? And I guess we'll head this way. Warrior, warrior, warrior. Arthur. Sup, Arthur? A lanky hunter grooms his stubble, a patched fuzz of blonde hairs. While listening attentively to a young elven woman, she whispers in his reddening ears and giggles. With his head still lowered, he flashes a wide smile in return. The hunter notices you. He clears his throat and straightens his back, adopting an air of dignity. I've been expecting you. My tribes have told me that you're here to speak the truth about Phaon's exile. Well, Arthur doesn't hide from the truth. Ask and I'll answer. So, tell me about your tribe first. We're youngest tribe in Near Glamtharth. Arthur hesitates for a moment, scratching his beard, then spreads his long legs apart. But we're not weak. The other tribes have their own history, and now we, the twice-split arrows, are making our own. We're true Glenfathans, true hunters, I've proven our worth. It was me, not Phaeorm, who killed the giant Stelgar, and what happened to Phaeorm? Phaeorm... every tribe knows his prowess, a hunter of great name, but this time he fell behind. We spotted the giant Stelgar on the Sentinel's Ridge above the waterfall of North Weald. It was stalking for prey. Phaeorm wanted us to split. He'd lure the beast to the river and I'd flank it. But the beast didn't come down to the riverbank, so he tried to circle on the ridge. I climbed faster, and there it was, ready to pounce. I pierced mid-flesh, mid-air, rolled over and stabbed at it again and again. And it was dead. Phaeorm couldn't believe he didn't earn the kill. Not even a cut. He said he'd not return with the shame of losing to a twice-split arrow. I pleaded, but he was a keeper of the stone. He'd not listen. Now he's exiled. Who knows where. Alright, goodbye. Could be. Could be. That is an inconvenient thing. Warrior, okay. Stelgar, house. Okay, so I'm going to go on a quick break. I'll be back in a moment.
Can do.
Be cautious. Be constant.
Yeah?
On a scale... Oh, wait, no, that's not what I was trying to do. Sigh. On a scale of 1 to 10, how dumb is it to try and pick that lock? Unfortunately, I have to re-enter the area because we inadvertently left. Okay, so
Leave it to me.
I'm gonna go with it's pretty dumb to
I'm
try.
on it.
Not that's gonna stop me.
I'll have this open in no time.
Yeah, no, that's never gonna happen. Not ever. So these are all just like generic named NPCs. So I guess we go chat with Stimok. Simok, not Stimok. Yeah.
I'm on the trail.
No. Let's not try. Yes.
Tread carefully, Estremor.
It's not many Estamorn who are permitted into our sacred city. Bethel must be feeling especially soft today. Come to hear of your future at Ter Evron, or make your own at Blood Sands. So, what's Blood Sands? An ancient place of sacrifice, in a cave by the great Elms themselves. Restin and his druids have been an integral part of Glenfathan society for generations, no matter what some of the other tribes might say. Glenfath has held its own against the Estremoran because some of us still understand the power of sacrifice. Does the thought make you so uncomfortable? It should. It's what kept our society alive for so long. Something else? You don't seem very fond of me. I fought in the Broken Stone War and the War of Black Trees. I saw my brethren cut down defending the places of the builders. I shed blood alongside the Galvanraged himself. Now the Estremoran seem to think that they will find a cure for their empty children among our sacred sites. Or worse, they'll find sanctuary in our lands. I've seen what happens when they set their sights on Glenfathan soil. They're desperate. The best of them want to find a cure. The worst are looking for an excuse to plunder. Have pity. They're only trying to save their children. And when the Estremoran invade us in force and bring the plague here, what of our children? In my 250 years, I've led my people through 2 wars. Our borders have remained intact, and largely through the reputation of 3 Tusk Stelgar. I've sired a dozen children, but none have deemed fit to take my place. I care nothing for the legacies that obsess the Estremoran laws. It's more important that my successor continue this path. Is your role hereditary, then? Not entirely. We believe that the souls of our ancestors come back to us, that a strong soul may bear many more, but all souls must be tested by Eldar. The Riau looked first among my children for a successor, but their souls were weak. Ordinarily, they would turn to others in my tribe, to clan heads and their families. Ordinarily. But we share a tradition of fostering the children of other tribes, and the Anamfath of Fisher Crane has trusted his youngest to my care. And as none of my own blood are fit to take my place, Lorio will look next to this bog child, the kin of another Anamfath, and my foster daughter to take my place. You should be so lucky. This young Fisher Crane is a great gift. You should be thankful, especially given your familial feebleness. Bogchild? I have nothing but respect for the Fisher Crane, but their ways are not ours. Orlans of the Fisher Crane have lived in Thane Bog for 1,000 years. They're cunning and furtive by nature, which serves them well when they have the swamplands to hide their movement. But this will not deter the Estremoran and open ground. I think you underestimate what a few stealthy archers can do. Our savagery has deterred the Estremoran from further encroachment. They still tell of our deeds in the Broken Stone War, but if a child of Fisher Crane leads our tribe, we will lose that boldness, and the Estremoran will lose their fear of us. The child will be influenced by the souls of our ancestors. In times of crisis, she'll look to her kin in Thane Bog for guidance. No matter what I try to teach her, it will not be enough. There is a way you could help. Few have stomach for it, but I think you have the perspective to see why certain unpleasantness may be necessary. This Orlan girl is the soul of a leader. If it were passed to one of my own offspring, our tribe would remain strong. The druids of the Blood Sands have a way to do this. They understand the importance of a long line of succession. A strong line of succession for the three-tusked Stelgar. This is brutal talk, even among Glenfathans. There's a house in southeastern Hearthsong, next to the river. The child will be asleep. I've arranged for her to be unattended for a time. I'll take her and bring her to the Keeper Weirda, or Urta, I guess, in Blood Sands. She knows what must be done. When she presents you with the liquid essence, bring it back to me. I don't see why you need me to do this. Because I cannot do it without attracting undue attention. I don't relish passing my own burdens on to another, but this will incite war between our tribes if I'm caught. The Orlan child, go on. No, I'm not gonna freaking murder a child for you. What the hell? Why do you think I should do this? And what will they do with the child? She'll sacrifice her. I'd rather distill this old bone bag into a right fine paste. And how can you possibly expect to get away with that? If you know the girls here, one Orlan babe will look much like another, but let me worry about this. I won't do that. I did not relish the deed, but 2 centuries of leadership have taught me that all things bear a cost. Consider it well, Estremor. I'm not above rewarding those who are of service. No. No. Just no. A young man approaches you with a swift, purposeful stride. Well, you've never seen him before. He has the same stone-wild look as Simok. Wait, I saw you speaking with my father. Say nothing. He's asked you to sacrifice Vela, hasn't he? Maybe he's right about the 3-tusked Stelgar growing weak, but if this is the price of strength, it isn't worth it. The tribes have survived this long because we've stuck together. It's how the Republic survived during the collapse of the Grand Empire. Had any of the great cities sided with the Empire, we would never have broken away. Do you have another idea? There's a noblest among the Ovates of the Golden Grove. Bledar, that's her name. They all gather southwest of here, by the river. She could brew a poison. Simok wouldn't know the difference until it's too late. There's a family resemblance. So, you want me to murder your dad? No, but it's better than allowing him to murder this child. Let me guess, if Simok dies, you're next in line? It's not like that. The Riao have already determined my soul isn't strong enough. Whoever follows my father, it won't be me. Why not just return the child to the birth parents? It's complicated. A child sent to be fostered by another tribe isn't allowed to return. Unfortunately, explaining that we're shielding her from my father would make matters much worse for both tribes. There's an easier way to kill Simok, you know. His warriors would surround you in no time. Besides, it's simplest if this happens quietly. Fine, I'll poison your father. Like I said, you'll find Bledar in the Golden Grove. Good luck. Yeah. Definitely going to murder the guy that wants me to kill a child over murdering a child, because seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? Not gonna murder a baby. Why would you go, hey stranger? Would you be up for murdering a small child?
Nothing will slip past me.
I'll take those. Golden Grove. Down we go. Hola, welcome in the Global Glow. Isolde. Hi, evade Verona. Life is all around us. Okay. Welcome to the Golden Grove, traveller.
Builder's wisdom to you.
Do you seek the wisdom of our herbalists, or simply to bask in Weretha's glory? Who leads your order? High Obate Arona leads us. She sometimes journeys to Elmshire to renew her strength, however. She is there now with some of her closest followers. Arona is a mighty elm among us. She has lived for generations. There are none who understand the world as well as she. We are fortunate to have her wisdom to answer our questions. Tell me more about the Golden Grove. We are Ovates, druids, philosophers, and students of nature. We gather here to share our knowledge and celebration. She gestures to another elven woman standing near the entrance to the grove. Many travellers come to us for poultices and remedies. Bledhar understands the cures and poisons of nature like no other. I'd like to know more of Arona. Why, you must meet her for yourself. She is wise and kind, and has led our order from the beginning, yet she walks among us and gives freely of herself. That is what so many of us cherish about her. She is present among us in a way that gods never are. What do you believe? We believe that knowledge is found in the earnest exploration of the natural world. We do not, as some have said, oppose the gods. We simply believe we have found a brighter, more peaceful past than devotion. Sounds good. Bledhar.
Builder's wisdom to you.
Welcome, Estremore. I've got herbs and potions for sale. Looking for some to ease your travels or something to make them more interesting? She grins, you see her teeth and gums are stained brown. Whiteleaf. I once ate a porcupine whole while smashed on Whiteleaf. I miss those days. I hear you can make certain poisons. Poisons? I only deal in tonics to heal and enlightenment. Of course, many beneficial substances can be harmful when taken in great quantities. But that's just Weretha's ways of keeping things in balance. Really? What kind of substances? Oh, there's plenty. Concentrated caragolin, undistilled spider venom, rotten blood moss extract, cave coral mixed with skein bone. Well, let's do one. What would you want with something like that? Well, my friend Stelgar is dying. He wants to ease the creature's passing. Poor thing. Here, take this. It works slowly, but it'll send him back to the cycle kindly enough. To see it doesn't get misplaced. Half that dose would kill an Almor. Is there anything else? I'd like to see your stocks. Tiny Sporling. That would be a new pet. Yep. I'm going to grab it, even though I'm unlikely to use it. War paint, gems, Vithrak brain, ogre blood. Fair enough. I'll take it. Also, you know what? Would you like to take some junk from me? Thank you. Okay. This seems like a setup, but on the other hand, that's what the save button's for. Hey buddy! Give Simok the poison. Here's a potion you asked for. Something's wrong. What are you trying to give me? This is distilled essence, really. Yeah, okay. That is what the save button is for. Nope. Not doing that. Let's grab our quick save. Okay. Whoops. So we need a way of actually actively tricking him. We need to boost our resolve. Or what was the other one? Lore? What can we do on that front? Okay, character. Got a resolve of 13. We can't really get that up high enough. Perception of 18.
Yeah.
We'll deal with it later then. See what we can do later. Hello?
You have stayed true to our cause, Inquisitor, when so many others have not. For every heretic we confess, for every betrayer that burns on our pyres, new sheep continue to flock to Iavara ex Incios. But not you. I underestimated you in the beginning, but no longer.
You honor me, Grand Inquisitor.
It is not for honor that I summoned you today, but for duty. Too many of our own have confessed upon the wheel and the rack and the flame. Too many of our faithful have had their minds poisoned by the Kratom witch. The tide is against us now. We have but one option. Iavara's following must see her exposed for what she is. She must confess her heresy before my court.
How would we reach her?
Not in Kratom, surely. Their lord has embraced her heathen faith and protects her with his army. But in Oceanus, things would be different. The king of Oceanus is a sinful man. We have helped him to see the error of his ways, and now he fears for his soul. He would pay any price for absolution.
But how would we get Iavara to move to Oceanus?
You have already done much for the Inquisition. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
Okay. So definitely he was part of the Builders, as the Glamfathans refer to them. As were we at one point. Hello? Ah, these would be the sisters. Two identical women seem to fade into view as they move away from the great trees that camouflage them. Their skin is tree bark, ridged, scaly, wreathed in a curling tangle of roots, buds, and blooms. Their hair hangs beneath the shade of serrated leaves like drooping branches of the elms above. And the pupils of their eyes are encircled by hundreds or even thousands of concentric rings, as if to mark the accumulated wisdom of millennia.
Turn around, flesh creature. Outsiders are not permitted to approach the elms.
Do you not feel it, dear sister? Something familiar? An ancient soul like the other one, another defiler, no doubt. Let us fell her and be troubled no more. It would pay the debt of her predecessor.
So it would seem, Rhiannon. But we must not hasten to judgment. I see a different motive here.
Why is one voice but not the other?
Different in these eyes.
What of it, young trespasser? Is it as my sister says? Or are you here to stain this place with foul deeds?
I'd gladly burn this place down, but I have more pressing concerns. No, wait. Look. I seek a man who came through here. It sounds as though you've already met him. There, by her own admission, Sita.
Really, sister? And you wonder why your leaves begin to fall out before midsummer. Clearly that man did not want to be followed. Whatever the relationship here, I suspect it is anything but cordial. The answer is yes, old one. We crossed paths with Theos not long ago, and we can tell you where he went. But I find it curious that anyone would seek him out. Suspicious, even. If we are to help you find him, we would know why.
Stopping him might end Wyden's legacy.
So that is the reason he passed this way. This is low, even for the Leaden Key.
I told you we should have confronted him, Sheila. He has always been a poison.
Yeah.
It would have been the last thing we ever did, sister. Who can be said to have ever gotten the better of Theos?
Yes, but imagine how much fun it would have been. Can't you just picture him all strung up in vines like an angry little puppet?
But that's not what this is really about, is it? You are bound to that man. I see it now. You are awakened. Your soul is awake, and something once buried deep now wells to the surface. Past overwhelms present, closes in around you. Your time has nearly reached its end.
Look, I just need to get to Theos.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but Theos cannot give you what you seek. Nor can any man. An awakening cannot be undone, any more than your past can be undone.
So this has all been for nothing, and I'm gonna lose my mind?
The soul is formless without a past to shape it. Did you truly expect to be able to wipe it away?
I'd have rather tried to put things right. A noble thought, but for the lifetimes that separate you from your problems.
However, as much as my sister speaks truly that there is no way back from an awakening, there may yet be a way forward. Would you agree, Shiva?
I would. Were the way not so likely to end in death.
Death may be preferable to what lies in store for me.
It may, but not all deaths are alike, and the man you pursue is versed in thousands of them.
The man Theos you must already know by now. You are linked by a common past. Something about it lingers within you, festering, unresolved. What it is I cannot see any more than you. And without that knowledge, your doom is certain. But were you to learn the source of this discord, perhaps it could be put to rest. Though it is equally possible it will trouble you as much now as it did then, and merely speed your condition to its end.
My past comes to me in pieces. How do I unlock the rest?
Wait for it to come on its own, of course. But when it comes, it will replace your sanity's last breath. Such is the nature of your condition.
Or you could learn it from someone who already knows.
Theos, would he remember?
It is said the gods made his memory perfect, that he may never forget his charge. If he ever knew, he still does.
Not that he would tell you, of course.
Yeah.
You have followed the right person for the wrong reason, it seems. We see it often beneath the elms. The soul dragging mind and body to unknown places for unfathomable reasons. You may have wandered into Theos's path many times, in many lifetimes, without an awakening to show you why.
The only thing that's certain is you did not find what you sought.
You said you know where he went.
He has gone down beneath the tower to a place older than we, where the people of Engwith once walked. He makes his way to the buried city, Sun and Shadow.
May he
Okay.
stay down there and rot with the remains of his
Yeah,
people.
he is Engwithin.
He may yet. He won't be returning the way he came, that much is certain. He opened a secret path in the tower's base, and saw it destroyed behind him through some vile means.
Is there another way to get to
We
him?
know of one. On the burial isle, through the court of the penitents, Braeth Yaman. A shortcut, in fact.
Don't
Interesting.
be cruel, sister. The way my sister speaks of is not for the faint of heart. A great pit at the center of a forgotten court, where faiths were judged in place of crimes. To most, it is simply a gateway to death. With the help of the gods, it can take you where you want to go.
What do you mean with the help of the
pit is
gods?
said to have been a means of judgment by the gods. Those cast into it are meant to die. It is that way you must pass to reach Sun and Shadow. The court is old. We do not know much for certain, but it would seem only the gods themselves can grant passage.
What is this court?
No more than a ruin now. It is older than we.
Ah, the
It's
trial
the
of
trial of
heretics.
heretics.
Uh-huh.
We were not here to witness it, but at one time there was a group that refused to acknowledge the gods. Neither the first nor the last, of course, but these were numerous and all put on trial for it. Those who did not repent were cast into the pit and imprisoned below. The fall killed them, of course. The prison was not for people, but
Oh,
for
wow.
their souls, and their sentences were eternal. It
It
is
is-
said that many of the condemned repented and were permitted by the gods to ascend from the pit, so long as they pledged their service to one of them. But these are old legends.
How would I ever get the gods to help me?
Behind us is Ter Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it.
Who would I pray to? Any god you can, I should think.
I would pray first to those gods you like best. I hope for your sake the feeling is shared.
And how do I do
Ter
that?
Evron is also called the Hall of Stars,
Uh-huh.
and the stars show us the allegiances of the gods. When stars are in conjunction, we know the gods they represent are aligned as well.
Okay.
You should choose a place to pray where you'll be closest to those you want to hear you. If a god stands alone, you should pray to that god. If they band together, you should address them all. Choose your words wisely, for all gods expect proper homage, and none has patience for fools. What do you wish to know?
How did you know I was pursuing
The
Theos?
same way that you are no doubt able to peer into the ether and experience the souls of others. It is something we are born with, some more, some less. A gift common to many creatures of the wilds.
Okay.
You share certain similarities with the man you pursue. For your sake, I pray they are few and of no consequence.
You mentioned that people come to these elms without knowing why. A soul has a will all of its own. Its needs and whims are seldom understood, but they follow them all the same.
There is something about this place that reaches beyond our understanding. Something like a beacon. The Elms have a way of uniting souls that have been seeking one another, with or without their owner's awareness. Sometimes it is for love, sometimes for vengeance, sometimes for peace. Often it is for no reason we will ever know. In your case, let us hope it is for peace.
Or vengeance.
And who the heck are you
There
two?
is little to be said about us, for we are bound here, caretakers and defenders of this place. Our journey has been over time but not distance, measured in observations but not experiences. We have seen the elms grow tall. We have seen cities built, burned, and built again. The only constant has been the tower, a silent companion through the ages. You can imagine why this recent destruction has stirred my sister so.
Yeah.
If you do nothing else, make that man pay for what he did here.
Before
well.
you go, tell me this, old one. I'm curious. If you were to subdue your enemy, what would you do with him? What would give you peace?
I wish to undo the harm he's
You
caused.
would need to have twice as many lifetimes as he to repair his savage work.
But perhaps there are strides you can make.
All the same, think on this matter. Be assured in your course. In the end, it may mean all the difference, not just to his soul, but to yours. And be warned. Some questions have answers that can never be learned. And it is those that trouble the soul above all others. May you find an answer to yours.
Just say the
Okie
word.
dokie. So there's those two done. We'll grab this. Clear. Yep, cool. Council of Stars is like the next step. So this takes us through to that and the Court of the Penitents. What's up this way? Cool. 5 years ago, 12 senior monks of Ichloki began a silent pilgrimage into the Tetla forbidden hills plagued by severe weather that the locals believe are cursed by the gods. The monks were supposed to return from their retreat this year, but have not. An expedition of novices into Tetla discovered their camp, but was shocked to find only hollow skin shells of their masters sitting in a circle, frozen in their meditative poses. The inner circle of the Ichloki theorized that the masters have transcended their previous physical forms and may be wandering the Eastern Reach. They've sent word to the various lords in Red Terrace and Deerwood that the Ichloki would very much like to be reunited with their masters so their wisdom can be passed on to a new generation. Manaha travelled and inquired all over the Eastern Reach to track down the missing monks. One by one, the monks came across Manaha's path in a variety of forms, some kith, some beasts, some in unique forms. Having apparently forgotten why they'd set out on their meditation, the monks engaged Manaha in a protracted series of philosophical conversations. Ultimately, each monk travelled back through the mental labyrinth they'd created, triggering a spontaneous realization and subsequent molting back into their original form. When they returned to their monastery, they presented Manaha with a chime. Each monk had donated one of the chime's 12 bells as a final instrument. Okay. In uses 12, makes you immune to engagement, untargetable breaks. So basically, it lets you turn invisible 12 times. That's kind of neat, but I also like limited use items is not generally what I want.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to stop here for now. So next time I will check out the Blood Druid. Basic plan is to then head up to Old Song, head over to North Weald, and then maybe go and do the White March, or just do this. I'm not sure when the point of no return is going to be. Given that we've been to basically all of the map now, I think we're really approaching the end of the actual main game. And I'd also like to do the expansion, and I don't know that you can go back and do it. So that's the basic plan.
Just say the word.
So we'll stop here for now.